Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about cloud. We're going to save technical getting in the weeds for later videos. This one's going to be more business focused, more high level, defining what it is. But what is it? I mean, it's been around for over a decade. Um, I think Microsoft launched theirs, which they call Azure, in 2010, now being about 2020. It's pretty mature. We've all seen the TV commercials, but what is it?
All right, man. Wait, don't you want this? I got it right here. What if you lose that there? It breaks. It's already up in the cloud. What cloud? What cloud?
So you see, Rocky doesn't get it either. He doesn't know what it is. 83% of enterprise workloads in the cloud by 2020. So a lot of people are already there. A lot of businesses are in it, and it's not an all or none thing. The ratio of what you have cloud versus non-cloud, and what do we mean by non-cloud, we'll get to. It's whatever is applicable or correct for your business, and that ratio could change from what it is now to what it is 10 years from now. But here at 2020, 10 years since Microsoft first launched their cloud, so it's a very mature thing, and a lot of businesses are in it either partially or wholly. The big players are who you think they are, and there are others, of course, um, other providers. But again, we're still not answering that question of, what are we talking about? What is cloud? So that brings us to the well-trodden pizza analogy.
Oh, hey, guys. Man, I'm telling you, this pizza idea is really gonna happen.
This is the thing where you go and you have to make your own pizza?
Yeah, we give you the dough. You smash it, you pound it, you fling it up in the air, and then you get to put your sauce, and you get to sprinkle your cheese, and then you slide it into the oven.
Oh, that Kramer. Okay, but that'll be helpful here. So let's look at this. If we were going to have a pizza at home, and you've got to have a kitchen in your house, and your setup, here's all your pots and pans and utensils and everything that's on top of your, just the basic infrastructure of the kitchen, all your gear, and your pizza. So your ingredients, everything about it, from the tomatoes you grow in your yard to just that right dough that you need a certain way, to grandma's recipe that exactly makes it what you want it to be. So you make pizza at home, you put it in front of your kids, they have pizza. So what's at the other end of that spectrum? Well, it'd be going out, right? You go out, you go to Pizza Hut or wherever, and it's their kitchen, their setup, all their gear, and their pizza. You just tell them what type you want, they make it and deliver it to your table, and you just consume the pizza, you as an eater. So you could go to a shared kitchen. This isn't really a normal thing, but you could go and use someone else's kitchen, haul all of your stuff, all of your setup, your pots, your pans, your spoons, your trays, all your gear that goes into that, and then of course your pizza, all your ingredients and grandma's recipe and the tomatoes, and you could make your pizza just using someone else's kitchen. Like if you live in a little one-bedroom apartment with no kitchen and you really just want to cook grandma's pizza, you ask someone if you can use their kitchen, hauling all of your things to it. And then you got old Kramer. So Kramer's idea was that it's someone else's kitchen and all their setup. He said, all you have to do is, you show up and, you make your pizza. It's all their ingredients and everything, but it's still your pizza that you would make your specific way to satisfy your particular tastes, right? So that's using someone else's kitchen, but all their setup too. And I realize setup is kind of a little bit of a loosey-goosey word, and this is where the analogy kind of breaks down a little bit, but just go with it for a minute and you'll start to understand things about cloud a little better. Okay, so that's it as far as the pizza analogy goes. Now, you've got you as the pizza provider, you care very much about if it's pizza at home or dinner at Pizza Hut, to your end users, your eaters, your kids, yourself too. you're just consuming the pizza. And obviously, you care about the quality and whatnot, but you're just the eaters. Really, you could be behind a curtain, go off and make the pizza in any four of these four locations or places, and deliver the pizza to the eater. You just give me a pizza. Okay, so let's look at this in the analogous over to IT systems, to software services. So in the old days, and even currently, many of us, you have your infrastructure, or our infrastructure, our platform, and our software. That's to say, our infrastructure as far as the network and the computer room or the closet that's off the lobby that has all the wires and the servers and all of that. And the platform, adding on top of that, we're setting up our own Windows servers with our particular versions of things and patches of antivirus, and there's a lot to the platform, installing the database server platforms and all of the things that we have to have in place to then be able to host our software. So our software that we write, that does the things that we want it to do, that are specific to our needs, that run on top of our platform. And you can kind of think of the infrastructure of the platform as the infrastructure as far as the playground, the land, and the platform being that, and then the software as being the rides, essentially. Not to throw another analogy at this, let's just keep going with this simpler one. So what's on the other end of the spectrum? It's what we call software as a service, or SaaS. It's someone else's infrastructure, someone else's platform, someone else's software, right? As a user, at the end of the day, you just want to consume a website or an app. You don't care who's providing it and how, you're just using it. But for the IT provider, this is a huge difference. So if it's, the business says, hey, we need a way to be able to, create Word documents and spreadsheets and presentations and email with each other, go build us a way to do that. Well, you wouldn't in these days go think, well, gosh, I'm going to go need to establish an infrastructure and a data center and build a bunch of servers and install a bunch of software and write a bunch of code so that our users can do that. The IT department would say, well, we signed up for Microsoft Office, just go to office.com and there you go. You can use the website, download the apps. It's all taken care of. So that's Microsoft as the software as a service provider, providing things for your users. If you're running the IT shop at a company, you didn't have to do any of this stuff to provide those services to your end users. There are a lot of examples of that, but that's just one of them. So there's another component of cloud called infrastructure as a service. And so that is where people say, well, does cloud just mean your servers at someone else's data center? And that is essentially what this is. And it has value where you don't have to have the big wiring closet and all that kind of stuff, where you are having your racks of servers. You have your servers somewhere else, basically. And those servers could be physical or they could be virtual. In modern days, there are a lot of virtualization is the big thing. Pros and cons to that, it's a whole separate topic. But it's someone else giving you their infrastructure so you don't have to build that out yourself. Now, it's still your servers, whether they're physical or virtual, and you having to do all those things with servers to get them in a state to host your software. From installing in what version of Windows am I running in SQL Server, if you've got database servers and antivirus and Windows updates, and it's a lot more than just servers and operating systems, but it's the entire platform and everything that goes into having your infrastructure in a place through your platform where you can then have your software on it. And so in this situation, our software is still the code that we write, the websites, the Windows apps, the whatever apps that we give to our users that are specific to the functionality that we would need at our company, right? If it's something that's Microsoft Word that everybody needs, that nobody needs their own special version of, well, you can go to some third party, a software as a service, and just use that. But it's where you have your own custom needs specific to your business. where you build your own software, of course. So then there's this platform as a service. And yes, it's their infrastructure. And you see where I've already got the asterisk here where it says, this is the one that's hard to explain, and it's kind of the Kramer one. But this is where you get real value of your cloud. Yes, software as a service, but you as an IT provider, if you need to provide custom applications to your users, you can't go to software as a service. You have to build the things that your business specifically needs that aren't just off the shelf that you can go get from Microsoft. So in platform as a service, yes, you use the infrastructure of a Microsoft or an IBM or an Amazon, our own way, but it's their platform. And this is what's really hard to explain and difficult for people to digest. It's much more than just, well, okay, so it's their servers and they've installed Windows on it and SQL Server, and it's really a whole different ballgame. It's where we as software providers don't have to even know about what server something is on and what version of Windows, and oh, it's been 5 years with that server sitting there and it's got a really old version of Windows and SQL Server and other things, and geez, now we have to upgrade that server or ask the provider to do it. All of that is completely masked. It's behind the scenes where that provider, that Microsoft or IBM or Azure, takes care of all of that seamlessly so that you can focus, or we can focus, on just delivering software. So we design and build the software and the software services that our users need. And then when it comes time where we need to host or deploy, we don't have to spend the time and the money and the effort. Of course, there is money to be spent. It's just with them. And then, of course, there's the cost benefit on it. Does it cost more with you or more with them? But from a software perspective, we have our software and all of that ready to go. And then the way that we can deliver that is so much easier because we don't have to spend so much time and effort on either infrastructure or platform, because all of that is taken care of by that provider. And then our users, like our eaters of pizza, they ultimately don't care where software services come from. Am I going to office.com and downloading Microsoft Word or Microsoft Office, or am I going to your, our website or an intranet site here at our company, or am I going somewhere else? Ultimately, the users just want to use the software. They don't care where it comes from. But from an IT provider perspective, there's a very big difference from traditional on-premises to IaaS to PaaS to SaaS.